Welcome in. It is day 138, and you're speaking to the Meeples Champion. And today, we're going to be going over a smaller, newer game. I just got it in, tried it out for the first time last night, and pretty excited to get this one out here to review for you guys and see what everybody thinks. The game is called Aldabas. So, the idea of this game is that you're essentially working with doors. All these doors have different factions they belong to and different abilities that go with them. So you might have a door that is worth 2 points, whereas another door is worth 1 point or 3 points. Those are your values, it would seem. And then when it comes to your abilities, some of them say, well, when you play the door, you're going to get 3 gold. When you play the door, you're going to get to place a card underneath your vault. If you get it, place the door, you're going to get to put a coin on the vault or on this card. You'll draw 2 cards and you'll discard one, keep the other. You know, you'll get a permanent decrease to the cost of cards in the market, or you'll get a permanent increase to any time that you do something that from this faction would give you a coin. So there's a bunch of different abilities. When you start the game off, you get dealt 5 cards. You pick one, you place it underneath your vault card, and then the other 4, you can keep them if you want, or for each one you discard, you get 1 coin. Then you have a market where it's going to be a cost of 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. So when it's your turn, you get 2 turns. You get to, and you can use any of these multiple times, whatever you want to do. You can grab 2 coins, so you can do that twice for up to 4 coins. You can take cards from the market, so you can take a free one, shift everything to the left, put out the 5th card again, get another free one if you want to do it twice, or you can place a card, which costs nothing, but it has to be done that everything to its left and below it is filled. So when you make this, you're making a grid of 3 by 4, and your corner is going to be your vault. That's your first of your 3 by 4. So you can place it above the vault or to the right of the vault. And whenever you place a card, you're going to activate the card you're placing. Plus, you're going to activate any card that is touching it to its left or below it. So potentially you could activate 3 cards at once. If you end up putting out a card to the right of the vault and a card above the vault, and then the next card you place out is above that secondary card, now you're getting 3 cards worth of abilities. So you're slowly doing this through the game. And the idea is that at some point, either the money that's available will run out, the cards for the market will run out, or somebody will fill all 11 cards into their area, filling completely. When this happens, the person who activated and did that finishes their turn, and then everybody else gets 1 more turn, and the game ends. Then comes victory points. Now with victory points, you're going to get 2 points for every coin that's in your vault. Then you're going to take all the cards under the vault, place them to the left face up, and any values in the corner, you're going to go through and you're one by one going to do each of the 5 factions and say who has the most of these. If a faction allowed you to place coins onto its card, the coins count as additionals to that, as well as these cards that were under your vault. Whoever has first and whoever has second place will get paid out victory points based on however they do it. Some of them simply say you're going to get so many victory points. Some of them will say, well, you won this faction's first, so now I'll go back in and look for this faction, and every card you have of that faction in your actual 3 by 4, you're going to get 2 or 3 points per. Other ones will do it based on money, a bunch of different payouts. Then you're going to add up all of your different faction numbers together, and whoever has the biggest faction number in their village will get a bonus 3 points. And after all of this is done, you'll then go into the actual village, at which point there are certain cards that pay out victory points at the end, and you'll add those up. Once you've done it all, you see who has the most victory points, you have a winner. It's a really simple game. It plays 2 to 4, although it does have a solo mode included. I played a 4-player by myself to teach myself the game. I didn't want to learn it via the solo mode first. I prefer to play that 2 to 4 because that's why I bought the game. However, if at some point I find that either I haven't had a chance to really play this with other people, or that it's just a game I really like and I want to play it more often, and that includes solo plays, I have no issue learning the solo style for it. It's nice that that comes as an option. Well, why don't we jump in, talk about our 7 categories, and see if this thing really lands for us. When it comes to the art, I really liked the box. It was actually the box that grabbed my attention. I was going online, looking around at some different things to buy on both Kickstarter and on Amazon for Christmas time. And this one just so happened to pop up as a random game I'd never seen or heard of before. and the box really grabbed my eye. And I took a quick minute or two look into what it had in the box and said, that looks like it's interesting and it's reasonably cheap. I'm going to take a shot on it. And not only the box payout, but those pieces inside, it's a really cool, distinct art. It's a big thumbs up. When it comes to the components, it's pretty straightforward. You get cards, and then you've got your money and your point tokens, which are all in cardboard. There is additionally your vault, which is essentially the same stuff that makes your cards. It's just about double the size, but it's really fine. You know, these cards are good quality. This cardboard is good quality, so it's a thumbs up. Your price. Now, I can't speak to how available this is, but it popped up pretty fast for me when I was looking online on Amazon, not even trying to find it. So my assumption is this game must be out in at least some stores, but I really don't know for sure. What I do know is it only cost me about 20 bucks. Totally acceptable price, especially having now pulled the game out, checked it out. It's a fun game that's going to be something that a gamer can enjoy, but a non-gamer can still get into it because it's not too much. Got to give that a thumbs up. The difficulty. So the difficulty on this is not that the game itself is difficult, but it's one of those games that is all about your opponents and how well you guys interact, because you're going to start getting more gamer with this as you realize, oh, they're going for this. So even though this would be better paying for me here, if I grab that, it'll pay me a little less, but also hurt them. So that'd be better. Or I'm paying attention to what's going to get me the win for this faction to get first place, but I'm not paying attention to how it pays out, which means I need to get other stuff to help work as a duo with it. There's a lot that goes in there, but it's all, I think, the fun side of difficulty, where it's, if you kind of know what you're doing, you'll still compete, but the more you pay attention, the more that you put into it, the more you get paid out. And I love those kind of games, so that's a big thumbs up for me. Your replayability. So I'm not sure where this will land in the long term, as far as will I pull this out weekly, will I pull this out monthly. I think this is a game that has opportunity there, but what it definitely has is the ability to be played multiple times in a row. It's not too long of a game. It's an easy setup, easy pack up. It's a game that I could easily see some friends coming over, you want to do a dinner together, you pull the game out, you end up playing 3 games in a row. I think it has it there, and for me, that's really good. So I'm going to give that a big thumbs up. The keys to victory are, again, it goes all into those doors. So you can invest your time into building up a certain faction, trying to spread out and see if you can at least get second place in multiple factions. You can build up your money and try to be able to just buy the cards you really want later, or you can take the time to slowly build up certain types of cards to pay out and really be ready to compete right now. There are different keys to victory. I think that some of them are more obvious. When I did my example play, I felt that, well, it looked competitive at first. The final count of those points on the board gave a player a pretty big lead. And I thought that those were pretty obviously the best cards in the game. And that was the 3-point victory point payouts at the end. Because I had a faction that had 5 of them in there. Those 15 points were the most scored by any type of scoring marker by a lot. So I do think that there's certain things that look like they could pull ahead, but I saw enough competitiveness elsewhere, and it was only one play, that I think that it definitely has the keys there. And the question is just, what do I see after I play this 5 or 10 times? So I'm giving that a thumbs up. Finally, unique. I think this game is unique. I haven't played a game that has this grid setup while having the multiple activating cards, while having the different factions competing with payouts, while also having victory points in the middle. You know, the money feels important, but it really isn't unless you get it in your vault. It comes together in a pretty unique little way. I'm sure I can find some games that will compare, but for right now, I have to give it a unique. So overall, what do I think? This was a fun little find. You know, I literally found it, bought it, and played it within a week. And I think that it was a great addition to my smaller game collection. And it's one that I highly recommend to give a try. I don't think you have to go out and buy it, I don't think you have to play it. But if you get the chance, take it. I think it's one that'll surprise you. But that's just my opinion. It's up to you to get out there, see what obscure or random games you can find, and see if they end up hitting for you, because you never know what game's going to end up hitting. Well, this has been day 138, and you've been talking about the game Aldabas, and speaking with the Meeples champion. Like, share, subscribe, and check down below in the description where I'll be adding an Amazon link in case you want to get this game for your collection. Until next time, I'll talk to you tomorrow.